DC Comics News, we have another DCN exclusive. Now, for the fans out there, you watch your favorite DC Comics Warner Brothers shows, but what would those shows be without the music? Think about that for a moment. I mean, yeah, the acting is great. You've got maybe some special effects and whatnot, but the music sets the tone for all the scenes. Right now, we have on the line with us Dynamic Music Partners. And in just a second, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But first, I want to play you some of their work and let you get reacquainted if you're not acquainted with some of Dynamic Music Partners' work. Take a listen. Okay, that was some of the work from Dynamic Music Partners. And right now, I would like Michael, Lolita, and Christopher to introduce themselves to you in whatever order that they want to introduce themselves at their studios in Los Angeles. Go ahead, guys.
Hello, everyone. This is Michael McQuistion.
Hi, it's Lolita Rosales.
And it's Christopher Carter.
Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to talk to me today. I really, really enjoy your work.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's great to talk to you, Kevin.
Thank you. So I take it that's Lolita. I want to.
It is. It was one of the guys changing their voice.
So tell us some of the shows that you all have worked on.
Well, let's see. We'll start at the beginning. Batman the Animated Series, followed by Superman, followed by Batman Beyond, followed by Legion of Superheroes,
The Zeta Project,
Ben 10 Alien Force, and Ben 10 Ultimate Alien,
Spectacular Spider-Man, Batman the Brave and the Bold,
Teen Titans, Justice League Unlimited, Avengers Assemble, Batman the Brave and the Bold,
and then some of the direct-to-video long forms like Scooby-Doo, Mask of the Blue Falcon.
Yeah, this is about Woman, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero.
Stop now.
You get the point.
Wow, that's a long list. So how long have you guys been doing this?
Well, apparently a long time.
Started when we were 3 and we're now 13. So 10 years. Yeah. Oh gosh, we've been together for
playing instruments while sucking on a pacifier, huh?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Same here. I totally get it. So how did this partnership DMP come about? Were you all an entity before you started doing this, or were you all working separately and said, "Hey, let's combine forces"?
I think that we all were working together under Shirley Walker, who was the music director of Batman the Animated Series and other cartoons. She brought us together working for her and supporting the shows that she was doing. But eventually, she wanted to step away from doing the animated TV shows and focus on her featured films. And so she very graciously allowed us to continue in that tradition. And at that point, we decided that we really could be the most effective to work together and try and have some balance of life, quality of life, in addition to working on our careers.
Yeah, Kevin, here's the deal. You know, all the composers out there that are doing the big feature films, they all have a big team that basically support them and help, and it's nearly impossible for one person to do everything. So instead of having one of us busy and the others kind of like waiting around or having a bunch of assistants, we decided to kind of bring it all to the foreground, and whichever director or producer we work with, that person gets to meet the three composers that are going to be working on their film or their TV series. And it's also really cool because we are all very much individual composers that just basically bring our collective talent to one particular project. It doesn't mean that that's all we do, but it certainly is a really awesome thing to be able to be inspired by each other and to have everything, to bring that energy, that collective energy to a project.
So when you get a project, do all three of you work on sections of the project, or one person takes the lead? How does that work?
Well, there's so many different ways we can work together. One way that we've been working together more often than not lately is to take a production and to split up the different musical cues that are going to be written for the production, all the different scenes and things, and then we'll share our material between each other as we're each individually writing alone, and that way we're writing simultaneously, and it kind of becomes this organic process that evolves as we go through the show. That's one way. Another way is for us to do individual episodes, and we've done that too when we've rotated through different episodes. We did that on Teen Titans, and each one of us had our own episode.
Justice League too.
Yeah, Justice League, we did the same thing. So yeah, it really, it's very flexible the way that we work together.
And who was that was just speaking, Michael or Christopher?
That was Michael.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. And chime in at any time, Christopher, if you want to add something or
that pretty much sums it up.
What's some of your some of the work that stands out for you, and you say, I love that, and I wouldn't change a thing about that piece? And each of you, if you could answer, starting with Lolita, and then we'll go alphabetically, Chris and then Michael. Christopher, you mind if I call you Chris?
That's totally fine.
Okay.
Well, what stands out as far as my own personal work,
yes,
or just specifically to animation, you know, it's one of those things. There are those moments in your life where a certain project comes along and it's everything, the stars kind of align. I think my first Emmy-nominated project was Superman Little Girl Lost episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to, there was a fantastic orchestra that was hired for that session. It was, the two-parter just really spoke to me, and I was able to, I don't know, I kind of summoned my inner superhero, and I still really, really love that score, and I'm very proud of that score to this day. It really is, I think each project has its own kind of magic, and it's like right now we're super, super excited about filling Joke, the score to The Killing Joke, and the fact that it's going to get its world premiere at Comic-Con 3 weeks from today.
Nice. Yeah.
3 weeks from tonight on, what is that? July 22nd. Yeah, Friday evening at Comic-Con in the ballroom. And that's for all three of us, I think, I think we really nailed it. It's a really cerebral, dark, interesting, introspective score. Super proud of that. So that's something that's really current that I'm really proud of. Alphabetically, Chris, is that?
I think that we each write our own scores. We each have our own things that we try to express when we're writing these scores, and that's why I think every project in its own way has something that is very memorable and special. And I think that for me personally, definitely getting the opportunity to work as an individual on Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, that was another one of those projects where, again, great orchestra, great rock elements, amazing story, amazing voice acting. It just was very inspiring. But I think that that was actually several years ago, and for me now, just getting to work with Mike and Melita is in itself just such a great way to be inspired and be happy at the end of the day with the work that I've done.
And speaking of Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, I watched that a couple of weeks ago, and it still holds up, the music. That's what I like about a lot of your projects, all of your projects.
Thank you.
They still, resonate and, are very powerful pieces.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think that we always are trying to, all the projects we do, we try and create something that's unique and can stand alone and not be derivative of anything else. We want to try and have our own, put our own stamp on every project that we've worked on. So that's great that it's still holding up.
Okay, and Michael, one of your works that just stands out.
Well, it's like you're asking us to choose which children we love the most. It's so crazy. We're so super proud of The Killing Joke, all three of us, I think. So that's definitely our current thing that we just really are psyched about. If I had to go back into the archives, it would probably be Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. And that's because I think that happened at a time when we were still using orchestras, and the budget for that production allowed me to have a full orchestra, meaning like 60 some odd musicians, and then also a female choir of I think it was 12 voices, and a big band, all live, all of it. And it was just such a fantastic way to sort of realize the music, I mean, I had fun writing it, and I loved the show, and then to be able to take it full circle back with the real orchestra and the choir and a big band, it was a terrific thing and a really great memory.
Yeah, some of these things we've mentioned to you, and I know you have a couple of clips. The Supergirl thing is a clip we sent you, and I think, Mike, you also did something from Sub-Zero. But one other thing that is completely out of the box, but it's still fantastic, is the musical that we did starring Neil Patrick Harris, Batman Brave and the Bold. And that was just such a blast to work on. And another thing we'll be doing at Comic-Con on Friday at 1 o'clock, right? We're going to be doing a panel that's called I Love That Song. So for all those fans out there that are going to be at Comic-Con, please come to room 48D is in dog. He is in, the military thing for that. What is that? We'll say elephant. 28DE on Friday at 1 o'clock. We're going to be doing a special music panel with us and BMI, that's our Performing Rights Organization. They're going to be involved in that, and it should be really fun. And Jamie Tucker's going to be there, who's just a marvelous producer and artist, and did a lot of the lyrics for. Well, they're co-lyricists along with Michael Jelinek on the Hymn of the Music Master, and has had a hand in a lot of projects we worked on together. It was his idea to do Mayhem of the Music Master, which turned out, we didn't know this, but we figured out later that it turned out to be the first Batman musical ever written. That, and then also we'll talk a little bit about The Killing Joke, the fact that there's a song in The Killing Joke that none other than Mark Hamill sings.
Really?
How crazy is that, Kevin?
Ooh, you just gave me a spoiler to use in our article. Thank you so much. I don't think anyone knew about that.
This is a
Yay! I'm happy.
Are you going to be at Comic-Con, Kevin?
Unfortunately, no, I will not be at Comic-Con. I cannot afford to go to Comic-Con. I don't get paid for this website, and I love writing for this website, but this is just the love of all things in the comic book genre. So I do this out labor of love. So.
Well, you'll be there in spirit for sure.
Thank you. Say hi to me when you see my spirit. So.
Well, I'm sure we will in costume.
So you were talking about you had a full orchestra and a choir and everything for Batman Sub-Zero. What's it like for a TV show when you're producing music for a TV show versus a movie? I would imagine budget-wise you have a little bit more funds to work with. So you have a smaller set with musicians and whatnot versus a larger one, or how does that work?
I think that whenever you score a TV show, you just have to be a little bit more creative how you use the resources.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when we did that in the animated series, we had an orchestra on all those episodes.
Yeah.
And
like a chamber.
yeah, and more recently, years ago, we did Batman the Brave and the Bold. We featured an amazing woodwind player that played all sorts of saxophones and flutes and clarinets, John Yoakum. So, our goal is really just to make the music rock, whether we have, big budget or a little budget. It's all about the music, telling the story and making it all sound great. So,
yeah, we've certainly done things that weren't orchestral. I mean, Young Justice is a good example of that. That series was all based on sort of electronica and grooves and sound design. Yeah, sound design, exactly, which that just wasn't appropriate. The orchestra wouldn't be appropriate for that show.
And we got to give a shout out to our friends at La La Land Records, because they've been so amazing to release most of this music that we're doing on CD, and that's another thing, that if our fans want to come and meet us, we'll be doing a signing on Saturday at 11 a.m. at booth 4536, and a lot of the CDs will be there. My Own Mystery of the Batwoman has just been released, and of course Batman the Animated Series, Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, Young Justice will be there too.
Yeah.
Talking about that.
So very cool. And Kevin, since you're not going to be at Comic-Con, you could catch The Killing Joke at, there's this thing called Fathom Events. Have you heard of that?
I'm sorry, what's it called?
Fathom Events. It's it's a one-night screening all over the country on July 25th.
Uh-huh.
So if you type in Killing Joke, July 25th, you'll be able to, you can go to AFC. It's theatrical release, so The Killing Joke will be on the big screen on that night.
Oh.
So even if you at Comic-Con, you can see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Sweet. I will definitely have to look for that. So, how does one get into the music for film and television business? I would take it that you obviously studied music at some point. So let's go back. What are your backgrounds as far as music is concerned?
All three of us came from more of a traditional background, and this is something that our mentor, Shirley Walker, helped foster in us. We all could sit at the piano and write with a pencil, kind of the old school way, but we also are up with the synthesizer technology and sampling and drum machines. And I think that to be successful in Hollywood, you really kind of have to have all that entire skill set. So our background was classical and contemporary.
Okay. So what type of courses, when you all were going to school, did you take? Like, was it specifically orchestra?
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's kind of a weird thing, Kevin. We all were just different. We all had different educational backgrounds, and we all were just getting a great education in music. So, whether we were composition majors or arranging majors or whatever we did and wherever we went, we just basically tried to become the best composers we could become. And then after that, it's more practical experience, just in the business doing things.
And for your listeners or your readers out there that, you might have a teenagers interested in this kind of thing. I mean, there are many schools that are now offering courses in that particular thing, in scoring for picture. I mean, you have to. I don't think everyone has to have a classical background. Some really great song composers come more from a rock and roll background, or I mean, some don't read music, some read music. I mean, the more education, in my opinion, you get, the better. But writing the picture is really, like we kept saying earlier, it's about telling a story and the actual nuts and bolts of how to do it. There are plenty of courses. You can even, some of them are even online. The more prestigious schools really are. USC has a good film scoring program. Berkeley School of Music, UCLA has extension courses that are for film scoring. And you can start by just, working with the drama department at your school and play and figuring out the music for their play, or working with a student filmmaker and figuring out what kind of music to put to picture, because music really has a huge impact on, as you said at the beginning, of the setting the tone and how you feel about things when you're watching the picture.
That's so true. And, we have a lot of aspiring musicians who frequent our website. So thank you for expanding on that and letting them know this is how you do it, or a way of doing it. So
it used to be a lot more with kind of a traditional path to success in this business, but now with the internet and with how connected we all are, I think that the doors are really wide open, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. It means that those of us that have been around for a while have to keep everything fresh and really, hit the pavement hard to get our next gig. But the people coming up in the business, if there's a fresh voice, I think there's always room for new talent, and it's not such a sewed up business that you always have to know the right person and all that.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we break for this great interview that we've had?
Well, I think I would love to invite people to like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.
And visit our website at www.dynamicmusicpartners.com. We have news items and things that we put up there, and get a little more in depth to all the different things that we're doing.
Great.
And keep watching the show.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching, and thanks for listening too, because, that's why we do what we do. We do what we do to connect with you, for our music to connect with you. And when it makes that connection, that's what it's all about.
And you have a lot of fans, one included right here, for your music that you provide to the music and television shows. So thank you so much for taking a moment and talking to DCComicsNews.com, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.